Hi, welcome to No Risky Life. Right now I'm making a video that I decided I'm going to call Real Talk. And I'm going to make this type of just talking blog sort of thing anytime I just want to sort of brain dump the things that are going on in my life, pretty much. If that doesn't sound interesting to you, I guess you can just stop watching now, but maybe you should keep watching. You know, because you don't know what I'm going to talk about yet, so it might be interesting, you don't know. So what I'm going to do this time is address one of the main subjects of my last few videos, which is the resolutions that were not New Year's resolutions, but that I made sort of around the New Year of 2014. I cannot believe it's 2014, and in a few months it's going to be 2015. I feel like I'm going crazy sometimes because that doesn't make sense to me. It's like this. No, there's no way that's the date. No way at all. Big sigh. Moving on. So anyway, I had a bunch of resolutions, and I don't even remember them specifically anymore. But I'm just going to talk about them in the larger sense, like just as if they were actually New Year's resolutions. I pretty much failed at all of them, and the year isn't over yet, so I guess I could get on track with some of them, but overall it's just not going to be a good year for resolutions, I guess. One of the main ones was taking online classes through Coursera or whatever site offers them that I'm interested in. I've completed one. I stopped like 2 already because one, because I had sort of procrastinated a lot, and then I realized after I went and looked at the materials that I wasn't going to be able to complete the whole thing in only 2 weeks, so I just gave up on that one. And then one of the more recent one was social entrepreneurship, and it sounded really interesting, but I had a lot to do during this 1 week, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to complete this assignment. They're not going to offer any extensions to the assignment or anything, and I was just taking it for fun anyway, so I just, like, when it gets to a point where it's not really fun and you're just doing it for fun, then why bother? And, you know, so a bunch of these things I've kind of selected, you know, to keep on, like, the watch lists for future course time offerings, I don't know. So if they come up again, maybe I'll do it. I'm currently enrolled in 2 courses. I think I'm going to have to drop one because I really don't have time right now to actually do 2. One is, it's called Learning How to Learn, and it seems silly, but I don't know. It kind of seemed interesting, and I probably would just kind of, you know, do the bare minimum on that one. The other one was learning how to code. I forget which coding language, but I want to learn how to code, but I feel like with what's going on with my life right now, all the stress, I just am not in the mindset for picking up a new skill, so I'd rather do the learning how to learn course first, and then learn how to code. So yeah, I'm probably going to remove that one. So if I complete the learning how to learn, there'll only be 2 courses for the year, not 3. I was not going to do 3, but that's how it goes. Another one that I pretty much failed at entirely is being more active, being more, you know, getting back to working out like pretty much daily, which I was doing for a certain period of time last year, and it was great. It's like, it's not even intensive kinds of workouts or, you know, very time-consuming ones, but I've just slipped a lot pretty much this whole entire year. I haven't been doing very well with that, and I feel really bad and very out of shape now. And some of my clothes that were fitting really nicely are starting to get kind of tight again, and I don't have any money to buy new clothes if I keep expanding, so I want to take care of that. And, you know, I feel slightly better about myself when I'm actually working out than when I'm not. And then the last one was certain books I wanted to read that were sort of, the purpose of which was kind of promoting like creativity, productivity, different modes of thinking, that kind of thing. So I had 3 on my list that were sort of in that ilk, and one was This Will Make You Smarter. Another one was Mess, which is sort of a journal. It's like Wreck This Book, and it's got all these instructions for doing like weird things with various sort of art supplies to the pages. And then the last one was called The Artist's Way. I did read This Will Make You Smarter. I don't necessarily feel like it made me smarter. It's kind of like, for the most part, the articles are very short, and it's kind of like introductory material, you know? It's like, this is this concept. This is some basic stuff about this concept. But if you really want to get in depth and learn stuff about it, then you'd have to look up other sources. So it's kind of interesting for finding like new ideas, but then you'd have to go and look up the details elsewhere, which I wasn't really that interested in doing at the time. I was thinking about getting rid of the book now that I've read it, but then I thought, I'll keep it, and then in the future, if I'm thinking about one of the things that I read about, I can be like, I remember reading about this, and I can go and look up that topic in the book. I think there was an index, so it might be helpful. Yeah, Mess I didn't even look at. I mean, I looked at it, but just the outside cover. I didn't start it or anything. It was very unfortunate. I just kind of, I don't know, it's not that I didn't have an interest, it's that I never had the occasion where it was a simple thing for me to collect all of the art supplies that you need for it, and it seemed like it would be easier if I had all those things ready in advance. But I've actually been getting rid of things this year rather than, I mean, in addition to also getting new stuff, but I'm still trying to get rid of things that I don't need or whatever, so, you know, that's like a project that's ongoing. And then The Artist's Way I don't have a copy of. I didn't get a copy of. I know that it's probably available at the library, but I don't know, I want to own my own copy. So those were my main resolutions that I can remember. I'm not going to go look it up because it just makes me feel worse about myself. Yeah, so I feel like I've been failing at a lot of things this year, and especially the last few months, and it's just like not been going well. I want to just get all of these things out of my head. Goodbye resolutions, we're not doing that. Doing like I'm going to do this resolution starting this point in the future is kind of like, sometimes it works, but for the most part it's like, if you want to do something, you want to make a change or whatever, you just gotta start as close to now as you can. So I am going to work out for at least 15 minutes later today. I'm also going to try to get some work done, like freelance work that I'm doing, but everything's been going kind of weirdly with that stuff, so I'm feeling slightly less motivated than I would have hoped. Because I'm going to have to do it anyway. But I also need to do some cover letters because I'm trying to apply to jobs that actually sound like they might fit me, you know, and not be awful to go to every day, because finding a job that is like a regular job, not necessarily 9 to 5 or not necessarily even full-time, but it's just something that you'll actually enjoy, is the dream, isn't it? That's all for now. I'm sorry if this got a little bit depressing midway, because I know that I'm not in the happiest place right now in my life, and I need to work on that too, but, you know, hopefully next time I have a real talk to talk about, it'll be something a little more positive. But just know that if you failed at a resolution as well, you're not alone. There are probably many, many other people that have done that in addition to me. Everyone knows that New Year's resolutions usually fail after the first week or two, so just keep that in mind. But that doesn't mean you can't still do stuff, and if you still want to do the thing that you were resolving to do, then just go do it. Figure out what you need in order to do it, and then go do it. Try, you know. The other thing to remember, which is something that I am still trying to learn, is that failure is just a part of life. Everyone fails at something now and again, and failing at something, God, I'm going to try to sound convincing when I say this. Failing at something you're trying to do doesn't actually make you a failure as a person, because failure is just something that happens to everyone. If it doesn't happen to you, then you live a very blessed life, and you know, maybe you can try to like give some of that really awesome luck to some other people. I don't know. Yeah, so and it can make you feel really bad about yourself, but you know, we all have to learn how to try again, to not be so discouraged by failing at something that you don't try other things or try again at the same thing. It's all just part of the process. So that, I think, is something that I hope would be a helpful outlook for someone watching this. And if I can actually internalize that and start to believe it fully, then it'll help me. So let's try together, shall we? I'm still planning to make goals, and you know, I have to-do lists and want to-do lists and all that. But for now, just trying to push on. And so I've got a whole bunch of things that I need to get done, so I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching.